So hi, welcome to the Noise Podcast here with Inimical Drive. We're going to ask some questions today. I'm going to start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
The band name really means nothing, to be honest. We're smashing words together, I think. And somehow the word inimical came up, and we stuck with it because had no intention, I think, of ever getting out of the basement. So then by the time it did, like, it was already a thing, and we go, okay, all right, well, I guess this is, and it's the worst name in the world to spell. However, if you get it correct and you can say it correct, there's only one of us.
Yeah, you're right.
You're never gonna find another one. So
Got a point.
And can you tell me a little bit of backstory meeting up in the basement there?
Nick?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what are you saying? Gabe just came in here.
No. Backstory on the basement sessions.
Oh yeah, just man, we were young. It was a long time ago. It's almost 18, 19 years ago.
We're old guys, so we've been doing this a while. But yeah, I think
when it started. I don't know. It was before anybody used any kind of social media or anybody barely like a status symbol as a band, even if you had a website or something, or got on like mp3.com.
Wow.
Or something like that. Yeah, people are still.
She's like, oh, wow, you guys.
No, I didn't know. I just didn't know that was a thing.
CDs like burn. We burn a bunch of songs from like Napster and
Wow.
everybody hand CDs out.
It was
just a long time ago.
We started as a basement band, and that was it. We had enough people showing up and hanging out that we thought it'd be a good idea to try and play out. So ever since then, we've been just trying to catch up to ourselves, I think. So
That's fair. All right. So congrats on your newest release, Enemy. How do you feel about the response to the EP so far?
It's amazing. It's been overwhelming. It's awesome. Been having a lot of conversations like this and meeting new people, and especially in a time when we're not really be able to go out and do anything else. It's been nice to know that we've got all this extra communication going on about the record. So I think it's been amazing. Probably more attention than we've really ever felt, and we haven't even been able to get out and play at shows or do anything like that. So pretty good, especially considering.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that.
So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process and how it's changed from the basement until now?
Oh man,
it really hasn't that much.
Probably not.
It doesn't, because we don't even really sit in front of, when we're writing songs and stuff, we don't even sit in front of a computer and track anything. I come up with an idea, I may do a voice memo on my phone, but voice memos have been around for a long time, and I used to do that, but
he used to just call me and sing to me. He would have these ideas, and there was no way to record it, so he would just he'd be like, "Make sure you're paying attention. I got this idea."
Oh my god!
Yeah. No, it's just we pretty much don't. We haven't really wrote a song that we can't. We haven't brought a song into a recording session that we can't play all the way through, and haven't been messing around with for a while. So it's just kind of the same way it's always been.
Yeah, it really hasn't changed that much. Technology makes some things a little bit easier, but we still kind of treat it that same way. It's got to feel like a song. We got to be able to play it through before it's none of this pre-idea stuff. So
all right. I like that.
All right. Yeah, if it's a good thing and it's working, why change it?
Well, I don't know if it's working.
Oh.
I don't think it's working out for you guys quite yet.
I mean,
You're getting there. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys.
One of these days.
40-year mark, they really
Oh my
say
God.
it does wonders.
Wow. So, where was your headspace while creating Enemy?
While writing the songs had gone on for a long time. We actually demoed a couple of those songs maybe 8 years ago, just ideas that Nick and I had, and we went out and wrote it and demoed it, but didn't actually bring it forth to the band really. So by the time we got to actually sit down in the studio and put these 5 songs together, it was kind of nice because we already knew what we were setting out to do, and we're just able to go to the studio and be completely creative with it, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the best answer to that.
Yeah. I think that the headspace probably would have been really just about the journey of actually getting the songs completed.
Yeah,
probably because after a certain point, even writing it, the meaning of anything, like it just gets blown away by the fact that it's been such a long process of actually getting them done and out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the headspace was just the feeling of the conclusion, I guess. And now, you know, seeing how people react and doing these podcasts.
Yeah, makes sense.
So is there any backstory behind the EP name Enemy? And did the title track come first, or did the EP name come first?
Yeah, I think when we committed to putting Enemy on the record, that was actually the song that was written the longest ago between Nick and I. And once I think we decided to put that on the EP, I don't know, we liked the one word title, and we had actually, you know, since we already had that song, it was titled before a couple of the other songs in the EP. So I think we just kind of knew that felt right, just kind of rolled off the tongue right. And we've had it for so long, and it was such a struggle to actually get it to where it was going to fit on an EP and what we were trying to do. I think we just kind of knew it. So
yeah.
So you said you've had this song for a hot minute. How long did you guys sit on it for?
I think it was like 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, I really think so, man. It was supposed to be. So we released our first national release, Signal the Sirens, in 2012. And that song, Nick and I wrote that as the immediate follow-up to that EP. And that EP didn't happen. And that is what we put out now. So there was like a couple weird years in there for us, like not really a hiatus, but a temporary pause as personal lives were going on and everything. So yeah, 8 years to just releasing it. That's like right at 8 years, I think. So it's crazy.
Wait, so were most of the songs on the EP from like a while back, since this EP you were trying to release after your 2012 release, or is it like revamped?
No, Enemy, the song Enemy.
Oh, just Enemy.
We did that.
Okay.
That was written as a follow-up, but we had started working on some songs, and then kind of got put on hold, and then when we got back to it, we finished the other half of the EP.
I think a reason why that song in particular got held back is because it was like really kind of like a ballad, and back when so 8 years ago, we were, you know, kind of playing like thrash metal a lot, just kind of fast stuff, and it was just kind of hard to get it through to actually get the song as a band to play it through, you know, because it was so different what we were doing. But
to think other people would see it like we saw it, because it definitely was especially back then for us, everything was a lot faster and I think a lot heavier. So it felt a little bit out of left field. So
yeah,
definitely
that makes sense.
But
okay, so what band or artist influence do you think you can hear on this EP?
It's probably I think these songs are probably the best representation of our influences. We had a lot of like West Coast early metalcore influence, so we're hearing people say there's parts sound like Kill Switch Engage, Avenged Sevenfold, even some Five Finger Death Punch. I don't think that was intentional, but some people have been grasping onto that. So I think this is probably the best representation of like what's influenced us over time. But you know, we carry a lot of rock influence with us as well. So Nick just broke his hip.
Yeah.
But a lot of 18 Visions and post-hardcore, and then what developed into like metalcore sounds and stuff. So early Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu, Kill Switch Engage, stuff like that. You know.
Okay. Taste.
Same for you, Nick.
Taste. I love it.
You know, it's it's we have been a couple of the songs we released a couple years ago, and it took a couple years to write them, and so it's kind of going back to that time when we were out in California in 2011. We moved out there, and I don't know, we were living and seeing people that we were listening to albums years before that, so it was kind of just like a real kind of soaking in the whole Southern California vibe, and that's where these songs kind of originated from. So I would say it's kind of a completion from that whole process. Yeah. I don't know. Now that we've, our next batch of songs will, probably sound different than that because we have different influences now from the last couple of years.
Yeah. So is there a certain feeling you want your listeners to have while listening to the EP?
Good. I want you to feel good.
Feel good.
Smile. Just smiling. Can't quit smiling.
Yeah, I just want you to smile. Just feel good. It's all about feeling good. That's an honest answer. That's my best answer for sure.
Okay.
It's a wholesome answer.
I love that.
Yeah. So, how did you guys actually choose the opener and closer for this EP? Did you write them to be that way, or did they just kind of shuffle and fall into those places, I guess?
Nick?
I don't think. Yeah, we definitely did not write them in a specific order. That it'd be cool if we did somehow, but we definitely did not. They were so spread out over time. I think that the way. Isn't it even not even the way that we wanted it originally or something, Joel? Was it one of the songs? So it doesn't even matter, really.
Oh, wow.
What he's saying is it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, there's no thought process there whatsoever.
Okay, that's fair.
We don't even know what's going on.
You're just hearing.
We're calling the shots, and we still don't know what's going on.
I think it would be different. It's different because everything's online now. It would be a big deal if we had albums, and we were playing shows right now and we were selling albums and we had spent the time to make a good looking album artwork and a whole the inside the CD and everything, and it came out and the songs were in the wrong order, or if so that would be different. But right now,
still doesn't matter if they're in the wrong order. No, what that was originally we thought in the studio, Nick and I thought Sacrifice, I think, was going to be the second track, was going to be a single and probably the first release. And then when we started kind of testing the waters with the songs, Reckoning became the first song. And then all of a sudden it was like, that's a way better start to the CD than what we had. So I think it was like a last minute switch, and we're glad we did because I think it flows better that way. But originally
definitely,
it was supposed to be those tracks were going to be flip flopped. But anyways,
all right. So you guys touched on that 8-year period where there was no music out, but why did the release for this record start 2 years prior? Like the first 2 singles came out in 2018. Did the EP get pushed back? What happened there?
Yes. So we did a pledge campaign to raise funds to put the record out and to put some music videos to accompany those, kind of maximize the content if we were only going to do an EP. And when we went into the studio, we were working with a producer by the name of Matt Amelong, very well-respected guy here in St. Louis. And unfortunately, we lost him to cancer mid-process and trying to get the second half of the EP scheduled. So that was a hard time for everybody here. Pretty much every band in St. Louis was going to Matt just because he was that good and had a convenient location and just had so many people that he could just keep working with. And it was just,
there were so many bands, there were so many people in the exact same position as us. So
everybody.
If you interviewed anybody about the time, almost everybody in the St. Louis area was going to Matt. And it was just kind of an interruption in the entire St. Louis music scene when he passed away.
Yeah. Really good producer, engineer, and just really easy to work with and top-notch stuff. So anyways, we started the EP with him, released nothing less as a video as to, hey, we raised the funds, we're going to put this together. And in that scheduling, it took us almost another year. I think it was like 8 months to get the next song recorded, and then the rest of our dates got canceled because of obvious reasons. So, anyway, so yeah, we took some time to try and figure out what we were going to do and debate on if we were just going to leave those as singles. And anyways, the back and forth a million times, and finally was introduced to Jack Daniels, and he's relatively close to us as well, and decided to work with him. And it was an amazing experience. And we actually added a song, Sacrifice. That song got added last minute just because it was just the right time to do it. It had taken so long to do it. We wanted to make sure that we were trying to maximize content again. So yeah, it was a long, rough process, and not just us, but any St. Louis band that you might talk to in that time frame was just devastated. So yeah, took us a little bit of time. And then we got into the studio with Jack, and then 2020. So everything got put on hold again. And it's like, oh, perfect. Okay, well, now we've got these songs complete, and we can't do anything to release them or do the videos or anything. So yeah, it's been quite the story. We are, needless to say, relieved to finally have this out.
It's almost like the world didn't want the CP to come out.
I said it. I was like, I don't want to be to blame for COVID and all this bullshit, but I might partially be to blame because before we had the songs in our hands, I made a post that it was happening. I said, you wait until you have it. You don't pick a release date. You don't do any of that stuff. And I did it. So I said, I don't want to be to blame, but in January, I had said, this is finally happening. And then they pulled the plug.
And then everything happened.
And then the world shut down 2 months later.
And then the world shut down. Yeah. So, so all the emphasis on how thrilled we are to finally have this music out. So,
yeah. All
right. So we know you guys literally just dropped this EP, but are there any new projects on the horizon?
Well, we've got a few more projects. We're still going to maximize this EP. We've got another music video for the title track "Enemy" coming out within the month, probably. Ooh. And then we've got some exclusive content that we haven't released yet from studio time and some cool shit that we did after that. And then, yeah, it's on to writing. Nick and I have already started tossing ideas back and forth for the next batch of songs. So it's it's a good time for us to do it. It's a good time for me to do it. I've got all the time in the world right now to spend on being creative and all that. So, I'm just going to keep going. So hopefully more of this soon to follow. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to announce it. Yeah. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. Not even going to ask if this is going to be an EP or album. Yeah. Because
actually, you might want to just delete that question entirely.
Okay. Yeah, just remove it.
This
hard cut.
Didn't happen. All right. So possibly music, as long as the world
doesn't explode.
It to happen.
Yeah.
As long as the world's still spinning.
All right. So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
I mean, it's been going on so long right now that it's just kind of predictable at this point. It's just, as long as I keep writing songs and be like, hey, Joel, I got a new riff, check this out, it's pretty much going to turn into headed to the studio somehow or another and releasing more songs on our own pace, and I think that's kind of why I can just do this until we're old men, and 90 years old.
We're almost there, so you said the next 5 years.
I'll be 89 next one.
No.
Yeah, no, same thing. He said it best. We've been doing this forever, so not a whole lot is going to change. It's pretty much going to be the same process. And if it's not fun, we've gone through that. We've seen member changes and a bunch of different things that, if it's just not the right time for whoever's involved, if there's a few of us that want to keep doing this and keep putting songs out, then that's what we'll do. Other than that, we're not that creative. It's the same process over and over.
All right.
Same thing.
We're not that cool.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Party, sweat, repeat. That's mine.
Party, sweat, repeat. That's wonderful. Okay. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay, and go straight to Death Row. So
Death Row
Death Row
records.
So No, just death row, typical death row. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
You going or?
I got asked this, and I think I answered steak because that's like a treat. But ultimately, it would probably be tacos or pizza, or if I had the option to have tacos and pizza, because
Tacos and pizza.
I don't know the last week that I've gone without either having tacos or pizza. I mean, really, one or the other. So I'd say probably that, and then a glass of bourbon.
Okay, solid.
Man. Oh man. Would it be like oh man, I don't know, maybe some chicken wings.
Okay. There you go.
Right. You have a drink.
That's good. What
about the drink? Probably Busch Light.
Okay.
It is a Busch Light, right?
Make it better. A specific Busch Light. A Busch Light. A can that's been in a cooler of ice water, so it's like like freezing cold Busch Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not one that's been stored in a merch tub for
and with blue cheese. Blue cheese to dip it in.
Okay.
That's a
Solid.
Wait, beer 4.5 years on the merch truck? I want to hear about this
At
one.
least, probably.
I want to hear this story.
It was old.
That's what I told Joel. I was like, that's the only beer that escaped me in 2016. Because we were killing beers back then. Beer destroyers.
Yeah.
Beer destroyers.
Did anybody ever drink this 4.5-year-old beer?
No, I did throw it away. Not to say that somebody wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, if we were sitting around and there was the last beer, it would have got drank.
Who are we? Yeah.
So, if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Fiction?
Yeah.
World?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If I could live in a fiction world, I have no idea. I don't know how to answer that. A fiction world. Probably this one where shit's just normal.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say, if everything was just normal to me, that's my perfect fiction world, because it's not now.
What about in like Avatar, where you fly around with the little dragons and play with the monkeys and bunnies and stuff?
That's a way better
Avatar?
answer than mine.
That's good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way better answer.
Flying around with little dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Got some like little hot alien girlfriend with dreadlocks. Got a tail. My kind of world.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So those are both your answers.
That's it. That's the answers.
Okay. So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to have said it's the most important question.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, color.
Color.
I'm the only person probably you're ever going to ask that would make that complicated, but I don't know.
Everybody makes it complicated.
We've had people like mull over it for like 8 minutes, just like, oh man, but I like this color.
A favorite. Yeah, I don't think I have a favorite.
Maybe
I
like
have a lot of
2 colors.
of anything.
Really?
Joel's colorful. You wear a lot of different colors.
Black though is the most. I mean, this is I wear a shirt apparently too. So.
Joel's like an H&M model.
What do you think an H&M model makes? Is that a good gig?
I'm sure it does all right. You're probably gotta be like 17 and have abs of steel.
Go find out.
This mustache doesn't pull it off?
You can't. You gotta be clean shorn.
Okay, I have to clean this up a little bit.
My back's too hairy to be an underwear model now, an H&M model. Try to get a hairy back.
Wait, so Nick, do you have a favorite color, or are you the same?
Yeah, I would say I got like 3 black guitars. My car's black, but that's only because I found that one at the right price. So I guess maybe that doesn't have anything to do with liking black.
So I guess maybe red.
Okay.
Okay.
Couldn't find the red car at the cheap price.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Our new merch store went up a week or so ago. We actually were lucky enough to partner with a brewery in our area. So Exit 6 Brewery, big shout out, is making the Inimical Drive Enemy IPA. So we have our own craft beer, and that's going to drop in like the next 2 weeks. So we've got a couple weeks to go and visit that merch store. We've got exclusive Enemy merch packs and lots of cool shit on there. So yeah, man. Check it out. We appreciate everybody's support more than you know.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Inimical Drive, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.